Hi everyone and welcome to the Street House Primary School Read Writing Parents Introduction meeting. So usually we'd be having this in the hall or in one of the classrooms, but due to the current pandemic, I've decided to record some information for you so you can all watch it at home. So phonics, what is it, how do we teach it and why do we use it? Phonics is a way of children learning all the different sounds within the English language and then blending these sounds together to be able to read whole words. So the children start using the read writing programme in reception year through to year 2, and some older children might still learn reading this way as they get further up through school. It's a way to make them fluent and confident readers. The children in years 5 and 6 might use the Fresh Start scheme, which is a way of using read writing to learn to read, and it's just a way of giving them all that confidence to be able to become amazing readers. Each child is assessed on their current knowledge, and then the children then put in groups based on their ability so that they can read on using their own knowledge and where they're at for their stage of current reading. The children love the daily phonics sessions and using the read writing programme. So the programme starts with the children learning a new sound at the start of the lesson, and then using a range of different sounds that they've already turned as flashcards as a way of reviewing those sounds. Then the children go on to use the new sound to blend in a range of new words. And then from that, they go on to reading the green words, which are sounds that they have previously been taught. And it's a way of providing them with a way of promoting fluency with their reading. So the children read these words super speedily so that they can then read them quickly and fluently within their reading books. The children then, after their speed sound session, go on to their reading book. So the reading books are based on each child's current level of attainment, and the children are grouped based on this. So each book that the child has will have a set of sounds which they know and that they've been previously taught, or some of the sounds that they will be learning that week. And from this, the children then go on to do some spelling, punctuation and grammar work and comprehension work based on the stories that they have been reading all week fluently, so that then they can answer questions on them. Then the children might have time to go and choose one of the books from the children's bookshelves in the classroom, in the reading corners, so that they can then use these skills that they've learned to read stories that they choose. The children who might be a little bit behind where they need to be have one-to-one tutoring, and all our teaching assistants who have been trained to deliver this one-to-one tutoring are absolutely world class. They are so good at this, and they make sure that each child is given the skills that they need to be able to keep up to where they need to be and not catch up and fall behind. And the way that these sessions are delivered, just absolutely phenomenal. So if you are concerned about your child, or your child is one of these children who gets the one-to-one tutoring, don't worry about it, because all our brilliant teaching assistants and teachers will be doing everything to make sure that they don't fall behind where they need to be. So a great way of teaching this is by using phonics, which is sounds. So there are so many different sounds in the English language that they are broken up into different graphemes, which are groups or single letters which then produce sounds. So reading is so tricky for young children because the English alphabet is just so extensive. There are 44 different sounds, 26 letters, but from that there are 150 graphemes, letter combinations and different ways of pronouncing the sounds that the children have to learn for them to become fluent readers. So the way that read writing does this is through repetition of learning the sounds and then different ways of saying the sounds, so that when the children come across that sound in their reading books, they have the skills and tools that they need to be able to read the words, either using Fred Talk, Fred in their head, or just being able to read the words fluently because it's a word that they've seen before. The English alphabetic code is one of the most complex alphabetic codes in the entire world. So it's no wonder that our children find it really, really tricky to be able to read fluently. But I'll tell you what, the children at Street House School really, really do try their hardest, and they love this programme and all the different ways that they can learn to read. So the way that the sounds are broken up are into set 1, set 2 and set 3. And then there are also additional sounds for the children who are in year 2 and getting ready to leave the programme, so that they can use alternative ways of saying sounds, basically. So as you can see, these sounds in blue are what the children are taught first on the programme. So that would be the reception children, then moving on to set 2 and then set 3 and then the additional sounds. So how do you say the sounds? It's so important that the children learn the sounds purely. So not by the letter names. They know the letter names from singing the alphabet. When it comes to reading, being able to say the sounds that the letters make is imperative for them to be able to actually read those words and be able to blend them together. Here are the sounds.
These are the set 1 sounds. These are the stretchy sounds. Oh, mm, s, z, sh, unk. These are the bouncy sounds. B, k, k, d, g, j, p, qu, ch, w, x, y, ch, a, e, I, o, a.
So that is just a quick snippet into the initial sounds that the children will learn to read and then use in their spelling, and then the other additional sounds are available on the school website. So this here is the complex speed sounds, and these are the speed sounds taught in set 3. And as you can see, there are so many different alternative spellings that the children will come across within these reading books to make them fluent readers, and so many different ways that the English language use sounds and then complex sounds just to say the same sound, which is why it makes it so tricky for our children to be able to read. So how do children blend? So they'll start lower in school in reception by having sound cards and then putting the sound cards together. And then from that, they move on to the green word cards, like you can see in this area of the screen. So the children will learn the phrase, special friends, are there any special friends? Fred taught the word, so at, read the word, sat. So special friends, Fred talk, read the word. And children, you might have seen your own children doing this when they're reading their books at home with you. And it's just a way of being able to blend those words see all the different sounds and be able to read them fluently and confidently. This here is Fred. So every single class has got a Fred the Frog, and Fred only speaks in Fred talk. That is using the sounds. So if Fred was going to say a word, say for instance chair, Fred would say it as ch, air. Then the children would have to say what the word was, which is chair. Or coat, k, o, t, coat. Then the children would say the word coat. So it's just a really fun way of getting the children interested and using Fred as a way of getting them to want to learn. Then when the children come to spelling, they will use Fred fingers, a way of just segmenting the word. So again, if they were going to spell the word chair, they'd have their fingers like this and they would chop the word up using their Fred fingers. So chair, ch, air, chair. And then we pinch the sounds, ch, air, chair, write the word. If the children were going to spell the word, for instance, yarn, again, they're like yarn. So they'd use the Fred fingers, yarn, show me Fred fingers, 3 Fred fingers, pinch the sounds, yarn, go and write the word. It's just a way of being able to segment those words in order for the children to be able to spell them successfully. And it works really, really well. So the way that read writing works with the books is 3 with me, 3 with their reading teacher, and then 4 at home. Some of the children higher up on the scheme, so from yellow onwards, they will actually read that book at school for 4 or 5 sessions and then complete the different comprehension work based on that book. And then obviously they'll be sent it home at the end of the day. Some groups might have 2 books a week. Some groups might have dicty sheets sent home. They might have 2 or 3 a week. So it just depends on how confident the children are with reading those books and as to when they send them home. So the most important thing is that when they are reading at school is for accuracy, to make sure that they are secure with those new sounds that they've learnt and that they can read all those words accurately. The next thing is fluency, to be able to read those words without having to blend as many words, and then being able to read whole words without having to blend them or Fred talk them at all. And that is really what we're aiming for the children to be able to do by the autumn of year 2, and then to be off the programme ideally by Easter of year 2. But due to the pandemic, that is probably not going to happen this year. So we're just all about making the children confident and happy readers. The next thing is comprehension. At the back of all the storybooks, there is a section of questions and with a fastest finger, think out loud, and it's all about getting the children to understand what they have read. And then there are usually some questions that the children can read, and then a section of answers that they can choose from, just to make sure that they've absolutely understood what they have read. And then the comprehension element also comes out in the different books that they do or the different sheets that they do after the reading element of the lesson is finished. And then most importantly, by the time the books make it to your home or the photocopies make it home to your house, it's just for the children to be able to read and enjoy them with you and just be able to show off and be proud of how much they've improved in their self-confidence and how good they are as little readers, because they are making amazing progress. You should all be very proud of them. The next thing is what books the children will be bringing home. So each child will be sent home with a coloured book or a photocopy of this book at the moment, and then they'll also have a book bag book, and then they may also have a library book as well, or a book from the class. It all just depends what they're interested in, and if the library is open and we're able to send those books home. So this is what should be in each child's book bag. But at the moment we are sending photocopies home, so please just keep those at home, and then the children can read them to you as and when they want. You can keep those photocopies at home with you. So if you feel that this has been overwhelming or you might want to learn more about read writing and how it works, there are loads and loads of resources on the Read Writing webpage at the bottom of this page. So there are loads and loads of videos that you can click on and view for free, from the Ruth Miskin website, from the YouTube that they set up over lockdown. So you can find all those links at the bottom of this page. So you can access them. You can see how a lesson works, how a speed sound lesson works, how the lessons work for nursery children. There are loads and loads of resources all over that you can look for and watch, just to build your own confidence and be able to read with your children at home in the way that they know, to make them the best confident readers that they possibly can be. What can you do at home? Please try and use the pure sounds, not the letter names. So as I said earlier, if a child is reading the word cat, don't say, oh, well, that's C-A-T, because to them, they might pronounce it as sat. Use the pure sound. So k-at, cat, d-o-g, dog, rather than D-O-G, because it just confuses the children when they're trying to blend those words together. Use Fred Talk to read, like I've just shown you, and spell words, because the children will be used to that way of learning to read. So Special Friends, Fred Talk, read the word. And similarly with spelling, so Fred Fingers, so pinch the sounds and then spell the word. That is how they learn, and it's the best way for you to use the same method as us at home, just so that everyone's on the same page. And listen to your children read their storybooks every day. The way to provide, well, to give your children the tools that they need to be fluent readers is practice. Practice makes perfect. So please read with them as often as you possibly can. And also read to them. Read stories at bedtime, at home time. You know, if you're just having some snuggle time on the sofa, children absolutely love reading, and we want them to be confident, happy readers, because reading does underpin absolutely everything that they can do for the rest of their lives. So it's so important that they learn to read and that they can read fluently and that they enjoy it. So here are some other resources that you can go to look, that are also listed on the web page here. So if you've got any other questions after you've had a look at the resources, then please just know that we're here to help. Every single adult in school has been trained with read writing by the Ruth Miskin consultants. So if you've got any questions, just ask any single one of us whilst at school, or ask your children, because they are the absolute experts when it comes to read writing. They could probably teach the lessons just as well as all the adults, and they absolutely love it. So, and for them to be asked for some help by you, I mean, you know, it'll make them proud as punch. So if you have any questions, ask your children, or if they don't know the answer, please come and ask any of the adults at school. We're here to help you, because we want to make all these children happy, confident readers, and we just want the best possible for them. So if you've got any questions, please come and ask us. Okay, thank you for watching. This is really strange, but thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me waffle on. Okay, see you all later. Thank you. Bye.